Welcome back. Deja vu. Hello and welcome to the fan cams. After the Blues lose to Collingwood in round 19 of 2026, 10 goals 969 to 14 goals 690. We just can't do it. Can't beat them. Can't get over the hurdle. It always means a lot, doesn't it? Always get up for it. So much to unpack from this game. There are so many angles to get through. And so we will. It's like a ritual at this point. Fan cams after a Collingwood loss. It just doesn't end. Only done 2 of these in a win in 9 years of coverage. Anyway, if you'd like to call in, would love to hear from you wherever you are. All you got to do is click the link. The link is in the live chat right now. Yeah, man, let's do this. Joel, how are you, mate? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Hang on. This could be me. No, should be right. I'll get you back in. Tony.
Well, the first one up after a Collingwood loss. That is now 27 wins for Scott Pendlebury against Carlton. And Carlton have only won 26 times since 1993 versus Collingwood. So what does that tell you?
Jeez.
They are just, I know. Had to get a bit of help with Gemini with that one. But from what I've been away this last couple of weeks, so I wasn't able to call in last week and see what's going on. But from watching it back again, Dacos cannot be stopped. The AFL will change every rule they can to try and get that man a Brownlow. No one likes to play him physically. No one can stop him at contest. His running power is unbeatable. Had 500 plus meters gained. Just ridiculous that we can only envy. We can only hope that Cody Walker gets 10% more of the absolute arse licking that Dacos does. But we just got outclassed. The tackle pressure was not there. They walked it out of the back line. We had some good moments, good effort moments from Byrne and, but the ruck situation's a problem. Reedy is just out at sea there against Cameron. Crisp, again, the experienced players. They've got a bunch of faceless men playing at Collingwood. Sam Swadling. Who the hell is that? Podolski. Who the hell are these players? And we seem to always need the stars to win anything. So I think it's crashed us back down to earth a bit. The 7-0 was nice. The Hopium was nice. But this is why you look at it over a long period of time, and we didn't do the Teague and anointed Fraser last week. So, look, a lot to chair another hamstring. Another one. Is that glue factory time for our nice Italian boy?
When did he do it?
Maybe third quarter. But he wasn't. I didn't see much in the third quarter. The camera just panned to him towards the fourth.
So there wasn't like a contest or something. Yeah. Okay.
And then I think it was ice on the right hamstring there. Mackay, I missed a bit of the first quarter, but then Mackay, it just seems so innocuous. But my worry with that, just like Jagger in 2025, it was so innocuous, and knowing the Carlton luck, it'll come round to Tuesday morning after an MRI at that $5 million medical center, and it'll be something ridiculous. It'll be like the unlucky ACL, MCL, PCL. That's the Carlton luck. Hopefully it's just a knee knock and they were taking precaution and, all of that. But knowing Carlton's luck, it's going to be a tough one. But yeah, I think it just crashes it back down to reality. We won some of the clearances. Disposal efficiency was okay. But with no tools there, you're trying to hit. It took them too long to try and hit the shorts. And that's easy to defend for Collingwood because, there's only one way for them to go. Nice dash from Florent. we had a lot of triers, but how long before? And this is one for you. How long do we play the likes? How long do we keep accepting the effort of a Kemp when we're trying to go for a flag one day? And I know we're not looking at that right now, but how do we keep accepting the mental midgetness of Kemp for all his efforts? Great, but when we're trying to go for a flag, I think Carlton's past the point of accepting the C grade type result.
To be honest with you, I'm a lot more concerned with Mackay than what I am Kemp.
Fair.
I'm going to try and not speculate, but I saw the footage after it happened, and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Just seems like a touch, just a little touch. But, are we being too cautious? Did he actually feel something and the vision just doesn't show it properly? What are we seeing there?
I don't know, man. I just want to be very careful because I'm heated, but I am so concerned about the Mackay one. Kemp, I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get a guy that tries his guts out and he's inaccurate. It's not a new story. He's got to get through it. He's got to get over it. I don't disagree that, how long do we wait? I get all of that. He's basically having the year as a forward that he was supposed to have last year. I think our depth got badly exposed tonight, and for all the effort, we have effort, but mate, we're not clinical when it matters. I don't know. Did they say how many points Collingwood scored off turnover? Because that was a big one going into the game. I felt like 50% or more of their goals were off a Carlton turnover.
Or a free kick. There's one for you.
Yeah.
We just there was a couple of moments, I think it was maybe that third quarter or early fourth, where Cripps had we were going to the punt road end. Cripps was on the far side wing. He'd gone across to the other side of the square, and Crisp just put a hand out and took a one-hander, and just even when we were on turnover, they still beat us. They still outnumbered us. They still had those little tin-ass flicks, bounces, spoils. 3 goals in a row. 3 goals in a row, I think, in that third quarter when it was 2 goals to 2. Spoil directly down the throat of Membry or another faceless Collingwood small. Same goal again. Just spoiling it directly down their throat.
Yeah.
So,
fuck.
Is this just a crash back to reality? But this is similar to Richmond, where they do have a mental issue. For all the 7-0 did and Port Adelaide and Geelong, they have a mental issue against Essendon. They barely beat, and they are probably worse than 2015 Carlton. Richmond they barely beat, and they are fielding like VAFA players because they're injury crisis. And Collingwood, who have their moments, but they're not 2023. But is that what we should expect when we put a great coach in, when we pick a coach? Because McRae has basically some VFL players and a couple of aging stars, along with Dacos. Dacos is a superstar, right? But there's still an element of coaching, structure, and system there compared to Carlton, where we have to fight and struggle for every goal. Now, you can't blame Fraser for this. He's trying. He's doing what he can. And, that's why he's played it so well over this past 6, 7, 8 weeks. Is not going to get sucked into all the media stuff. We are trying to grow every week. But that's the difference, is the coaching, seeing McRae and what they can do in system, and being able to just fill in any hack to play that role?
Well, it just puts such a spotlight on the end of the season now, doesn't it? And what's lacking. Not that it's a shock to anyone, but it is a reinforcement of reality. There's no doubt about it.
Of course it is. Carlton members always, like we said earlier in the season, we big it up 20, 30, 40% when it's going well, and we shit on it 20, 30, 40% when it's going bad. But I do worry for next week in terms of forward depth, in terms of ruck depth. Wiedering's might as well ice Wiedering. Pitternet seems done. Reedy, poor guy who's trying hard, had a couple of clearances, but Cameron absolutely ragdolled him around the ground. Moya just doesn't seem up to it. I saw you and Paul talking about that in your great chat this week. If there was ever a chance for that kid to actually pull his head out of his ass, it's been this season, and he hasn't shown it. Hock just seems lost. like nowhere. And if Mackay, hopefully we pray for something decent with him. But if he's out for a few weeks, well, then that's the season. So who are we putting up there? Lewis Young full forward next week.
Yeah. I mean, they did the Dirksen move a little late in the game. I don't know. What did you say? 26 times we've beaten them since 1996?
According to 1993, Gemini says, and I looked at the scores, 26 times we've beaten them. Pendlebury has won 27 out of 35 against Carlton since 2006, because he was 2005 draft. So that just shows you that's the club that we want to become. As much as we hate them, you cannot fault. They are always competitive. They've got the biggest name in the land. They've got the members. They care about flags. Carlton cares about other shit, and I think this is the reset that needs to happen with Wright and Davies. And it was nice. Hopium 7-0 was nice, and we got to see some nice elements. But for a full 26 week season that we want to get to plus finals, there is a lot to work on. So one of the things I'd love to see in this off season is our defensive ability to stop teams walking it out from a kick in. Yeah, just walk it out. And Byrne tries hard and he's got tackles, but he's one guy. Ison wasn't that much of a speedster / tackler anyway previously. Like, that forward pressure is just not there, and clubs for years now are walking it out from our forward 50, and that's a challenge. But I think the next few weeks we'll see players get sent in for surgery. I think we'll see some more trade free agent sort of rumors start to hit, and it wouldn't shock me if we saw like a Charleston and a couple of other kids come in, because we're not going to be seeing Boyd and Sard and all of that for the next couple of weeks. But yeah.
Yep. On to the next one, eh? Another
On to the next one. What do we got? Suns next week?
Suns next Saturday at Marvel Stadium.
Well, you know what? The Suns are the nepo baby, and they've spent probably over $500 million on them. But if they want to showcase a bit of growth, I think getting the job done against the Suns would be a nice one at home, considering they're in a similar fragile position after the past 6 or 7 weeks, but after the recent news this week.
Yeah, mate, good to hear from you. The hair's looking amazing.
Well, I just got it done this morning. Thank you very much. Beautiful curl routine, Terry. But no, thank you. I'll hopefully see you next week.
For sure. See
Go Blue.
Joel, let's try you again, mate. How you going?
Hey, Terry, can you hear me?
I can hear you, mate. Loud and clear.
Hello, Terry.
Yes, I can hear you.
Terry?
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
That's really weird. Hello?
Try again. Refresh. All right. Moving right along. Aiden. Hello, mate.
Hi, Terry. I won't be here for long because I'm going out soon. But, I mean, what do you expect against Collingwood, huh? 11 games we've played them, 2 we've won. That's the story of our last 10 years against them. We're their bitch. Let's put it that way. We are. And every time we play against them, they hype it up. Crip says what he says. And then again, you get what you get every time we play them. Our cohesiveness tonight wasn't good enough. I think, if I'm being honest with you, I think we're starting to get a little bit found out, and that started against Richmond. But again, we're not that team yet, Terry. And coming into tonight, I saw Collingwood's team. I thought we were good enough to beat them, but again, like, tactically, they're better than us still. And they've got better, smarter players than what we do at the moment.
That's a fair comment. Up against it with once Mackay went down, you lose all sorts of structure forward of the ball, and then chair up. It's just crazy. He just finally starts finding some form and some continuity in his body, and then the hamstring goes again. I don't know how you saw it. I thought we should have been up at halftime. I was filthy at halftime. I thought we were. I thought we generated enough to be ahead.
It goes to my other point. Over the last 6 to 8 weeks, we've kicked more behinds than goals. And surprisingly, the outlier was last week when we lost to Hawthorn. Like, the amount of goals that we missed, Terry, is unforgivable. And the story of tonight was, I can't remember the scoreline, but I know for a fact Collingwood, they scored, I think, 5 or 6 more goals than behinds compared to our 2 or 3 more behinds than goals. It's unforgivable. Our forward line, Terry, it's shocking. We desperately need a key forward. I'm going to go back to the Charlie trade. We didn't plan properly for that at all. Like, McGovern and Kemp, we got McGovern as a forward. We swung him down back. We drafted Kemp as a midfielder. We swung him down back. And in once preseason, we're expecting them to straight away become forwards. They can't.
Well,
Like,
I think there was a bit too much reliance on Harry Mackay to fill the Charlie void when it comes to goals, and he just hasn't been able to do it. So,
but again, like, people want Kemp to be dropped. Who are we going to bring in for him? Moya. When was the last time he played? Round 0. How's he going? He's not doing well at all. But again, I think the season's done now. We can pull a surprise, but I think our next 4 to 5 weeks are tough. So, anyway.
fair, mate. Thanks for calling in.
All good. Enjoy your night. See ya.
See you, mate. Jim, Yassel.
Hello, mate. What's going on?
Good to have you back, mate.
Oh, mate, I've been watching every week. I've just been very busy with sport and work and such. But, mate, look, no one likes losing to Collingwood, all right? I went into this game thinking, just don't get beaten by what you know. Like, do something about Dacos. Make sure Pendlebury doesn't get on top. Make sure Sidebottom doesn't have a field day on the wing. I feel like Pendlebury did fuck all. That's my view. Sidey, he got it going their way. He started taking territory. Not that he was that damaging, but Dacos, man. I knew in the first quarter they didn't do their homework on Dacos when he got the 3 disposals in the one chain. And at the game, you could hear the crowd got restless at that moment too. Like, you could hear, like, on telly, sorry, you could hear the crowd felt what I felt. Like that. Fucking not again, man. Like, not this same shit again. Other than that, the boys had a crack. I'm not gutted like I have been versus Collingwood many other times, but just don't get beaten by what you know. They always do it. They want it more. I feel like Collingwood want it more in this rivalry. We had enough to get it done tonight, albeit the injuries didn't help. Like, yeah, losing Harry sucks early. That really hurts. And again, look, it looked like nothing, man, on telly. So hopefully it's not anything serious. But if it's, I can't believe I'm even saying this. Like, I would never say this sort of shit. But if it's one of those, this was just too much pressure, and it wasn't a bad injury, you're a leader, man. You got to play through. You got to play through some stuff if that's the case. Like, it's
tricky. I almost
very tricky.
I don't want it to be a serious injury.
Agree.
But if it's not a serious injury, then I'm even more concerned.
It's such a weird one. You're at, where I'm at with this one.
I think a lot of us. I mean, I was halftime, mate. Halftime, I was having. There were thousands of people outside the MCG having stress darts and the rest, and we were all saying the same thing. Like, it didn't look serious by the eye test. That doesn't mean it wasn't serious. And now I'm thinking it has to be serious. He's not just quitting, right? Like, surely.
Not that I thought he was quitting, but if it's something you play through, you play through it. Like, we have a wild card spot on the line. There is a lot to play for in tonight's game, right? So there are going to be fans who are going to be taking this loss really bad. Like, it makes me sick that we've lost to them again, but also, like, I've seen enough in this group to think that there's something there, right? So it's not going to be in 2026, but next year you can build on what we've seen in that patch. That patch was still real. Like, the way we played was really consistent through that patch. Now we've copped a few injuries to Weeders, to to Pito. It's hurt your structure. Because now Harry can't do what Harry was doing in the early part of those 7 winning streak. So he had to go do some other shit. It hurt you. There's going to be a pile on Kemp tonight, man. There just is.
Yeah.
It's going to be unfair because Kemp has worked his ass off. He's just not quite playing with confidence. Like, yes, you should kick those goals. You're an AFL footballer. You should be making the distance. It's unexcusable, sure. Inexcusable, sorry. But he's working his ass off. He's getting the contest. He's putting bumps on. He's trying, man. So you can't, put a line through him and go, well, he's asked to play full forward. He's not a natural full forward. We don't have a full forward. So he's just shit and throw him out. It's not what that is. So we've got to persist with him. Just need to get in the market for a forward, man, and fix a few things, plug a few holes, and I think we're well away again. But, mate, we just cannot keep losing to Collingwood, at all. It's unacceptable how many times they've beaten us in the last 20 years. I'm over it. I'm fucking over this shit fucking team and their shit fans giving it to me all week. It's fuck them. So next year, get it right. Please, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, recruit right, get it right. Make the right decisions.
Yeah, man. 100%.
Yeah.
Anyway, man.
Good to hear from you.
Mate. Good luck.
Take care, mate.
Much love. Take care.
Marg Stubbs, Taylor Byrne owns Nick Dacos. I thought Taylor Byrne was up for the fight tonight. I don't know how you all saw his game. There were a few shining lights, and he was one of them. I thought the way it's like he had just remembered last time. He grew up a lot tonight. I was very impressed. Braden, thank you very much. Yeah, it's tricky. I mean, there's a frustration. But thank you for the donation. Magnus, absolutely disgusted by fans blaming Mackay for faking an injury. Yes, I think it's got to be careful because we don't know what actually happened. But we're all there. We're all looking at the footage and we're all just making assumptions with the eye test, and we're all feeling the feels. Thank you very much. I don't want to add to a pylon. It's tricky, but Joel, let's try again, mate. Third time lucky.
Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me? You can hear me. I can't hear you. I can hear you when you're talking to someone else, but not now.
I can hear you. Speak if you like. All right. Try again. Let's go. Epic Visions. Hello, mate.
Hey, Tess, how you going?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Just a few points, I guess, tonight. It was incredibly frustrating watching the game because it was in the first half. It was pretty close. It was pretty much goal for goal, and then just seeing Mackay getting hurt, and then coming back from kind of last week against Auckland, not seeing our forwards going in front and not leading like Kemp and Evans. They just lead from behind, and you're not going to win that position going in the forward lines. And I think that really hurt us.
Yeah,
and
no doubt. I think Kemp can do a role as a second or third forward, but I think as soon as you're asking him to be the key target there, it's just a tough matchup.
Yeah, definitely. Seeing I've been watching him over the last week. He's not a natural leading forward. He comes from behind, trying to take that mark from behind and stuff. And that kind of really hurt tonight. And not having Mackay, being injured, kind of. I don't know what's going on with that, but it is what it is. But our tackle pressure too is just they don't like. I've been following Carlton since '95, since the golden years, and just not seeing those tackles stick and driving the players into the ground, dropping the ball, holding the ball. The players for the last 10 years, since Favola and everything, and Judd and. They just don't hold the tackles like most clubs, like Collingwood does, like Brisbane, Sydney, even Fremantle this year, kind of,
It's the big difference, isn't it? We're not consistently good with our tackling pressure. When it's on, when we're sticking them, that we're in for a good night. I saw a lot of broken Carlton tackles, and I saw a lot of strong Collingwood tackles tonight. They were so focused and switched on with it.
And that was my big worry against Hawthorn last week. And I love Sydney. I've been following you and Pom since probably about 2 years now. And both of you guys have been saying, like, most of this, like, we're small-bodied players. And like I said to Pom last week, it's boys against men against Hawthorn, and especially in that wet weather. And then tonight, it was nearly the same. It wasn't as bad. But Collingwood is just so more slicker and efficient with the ball use, hand passes, kicks, and getting it forward and running and spreading than us. So, and it just hurts us, you know?
Yeah. No, it does, mate. It does. What did work? Did you find anything today that from players that you thought, you're up for it? You're up to
Yes,
it?
I do. I love Taylor Byrne.
Mm.
His game was awesome. Like his tackle pressure and stuff was, and that. Lockie Cowan did a couple of good, defensive efforts and great knockouts and instant marks. Same with Haynes as well. He took one or two, but it's just I think it's our quickness and our ball movement and our when we're under pressure. Even there's a moment, I love Harry Dean, but there's a moment in the back that he got tackled and he hand passed it straight to a Collingwood player and straight through a goal.
Yeah.
And and I know he's only first year player, and we all love Harry, but it was handballing him back to the corridor instead of going back to the sidelines and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so I went into this game thinking Brisbane and Freo and the Hawks, they're top 4 teams. I don't think Collingwood's a top 4 team. I don't know where you sit on that. I thought that, the Collingwood game, the Gold Coast game, the Saints game, and the Dogs game, that they're winnable. Obviously, we didn't win tonight, but I went into them thinking we're winnable. Where do you see Carlton after tonight?
So, I think we are where we're at, around about 11th, 12th spots. And Collingwood, I hate them going. But yeah, they at the moment, I think they're top 8 side at the moment. And Carlton has just got a lot of tackling pressure and tackling problems at the moment. And obviously key forwards, like we're missing, like Kemp's trying his best. And Harry Mackay obviously got injured, but since we lost Curnow, we've lost that second, third option, and then we're very one-dimensional in that forward line. And they go for that long kick, and a lot of times we get pressured into that long kick into that forward line. And it's not working for us. And our forwards don't really know where to lie. They sit at the bottom of the forward pack. Whereas we had Curnow trying to crash the pack, and yet that ball's coming to the ground in front of the pack, and then we had Dirt, and he was going for Curnow and stuff, but tonight, like the boys gave it a red hot crack, and I can't they tried their best. Obviously, Collingwood's was a bit better than us tonight, and all respects to them, but there's a lot of work to be done in the club. We haven't got a proper coach, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well said. Good reminder.
All right, go Blues.
Go Blues. Thanks for calling in, mate.
Thanks, mate.
See ya. Braden, the doc gave the all clear. I don't know. Did he? Obviously, I was at the game, but I didn't see or hear any of the broadcast. Daniel, that number 17's got nothing on Casbolt. Yeah. All right. Moon Dog. Hello, mate.
Hey, Terry. How are you?
I'm frustrated, mate. We just lost to Collingwood again. We just can't seem to do
Mate,
it.
believe it or not, there was a time when we used to beat these blokes every week. I went down to the game, I think it was round 3 or round 4 this year. We travelled down from Albury, and mate, I've heard more atmosphere at a cemetery than being at that Carlton game this year. It's what's happening to our club is just horrendous. So I just hope that they can get it right. I just think up forward we really struggle. I love Ainsworth. I love Will Hayward. But if Brodie Kemp can kick some goals, I mean, he turns into an elite player. He works his butt off. He takes marks. He just can't kick a ball straight.
Yeah.
Look, I think defensively we're holding up pretty well. I think without Wiedering down there, I think Harry and Nick Haynes and Newman are doing a fantastic job. It just seems like when we get the run of the play, we can't capitalize on the momentum that we've got, and then we're so easily scored against, going the other way. I mean, you're there every week. I mean, you see it more than what I do. I just watch it on TV, but mate, it's so frustrating.
It is, mate. Conversion's the big one. I mean, Kemp cops it every week.
Yeah.
I mean, Larky does it for North Melbourne. He cost them the
Yeah.
game last week. Logan Morris, I think he kicked 1 goal 4 or 1 goal 5 today. Like
Yep.
he's not alone. So I just think that we've got a gaping key forward hole, which I
Yeah.
thought Harry Mackay would be able to fill for us this year. Not even 60, 70 goals, but 50, 45, 50. I still thought he was capable of doing that. I thought we were still able to build a game plan around him
Yeah.
to do that. I actually think Kemp and McGovern have had pretty solid years in terms
I
of their
agree.
goal kicking.
I
But
agree.
because we rely on them too often this year to be
Yep.
the main targets, a bit more pressure comes onto them. I think the whole is they need to have a better forward ahead of them. Like I don't think they should be our leading goal kickers at the end of the season.
Yeah.
100%.
Also, I think we're desperately in need of another ruckman as well. I think, as much as you can't blame De Koning for leaving for the money. We need a ruckman who's athletic and is good below his knees and all. Piternet's been fantastic, but I just think in this new game and the new rules for the ruckman, I just think he struggles a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tricky one. Pitto does some good things around stoppage, but
Yeah.
limited in the air, limited athletically and all of
Yeah.
that. Reedy, he just got
I
beaten.
just don't think he's ready
He did
for it.
he did some nice things.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he did some nice
He's a
things.
strong man. He's a strong lad.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah,
just don't know, mate. I don't know. God.
Do you think the reality of 20 plus players out of contract, lots of change coming, clear holes on the list, clear depth issues, made big moves last year to free up cap space and get draft capital in. It's just that reality kicking back in. We had a nice little, I won't call it a sugar hit. It was a good
It was a
couple of months.
beautiful sugar hit, wasn't it? It was beautiful. It was so good. It
Is
was
it just
beautiful,
the
mate.
reality? Like, is it just a reminder? Okay, listen, there's a lot of change coming, and just brace for that.
We just got that little kick in the ass again, just to remind us where we are as Carlton supporters. Even myself, after we beat GWS, I think I put $10 on Cripps to win the Brownlow, on Carlton to win the premiership, and would win $10,000. But I think I might cash in and take my $3.
Yeah, man,
Um,
it's tough.
Yeah, it is tough, but it's where you got to be realistic about it, and it's where we really are. It's frustrating, but I think Graham Wright and Chris Davies are the right guys to lead us into the future, and we've got some cap space available, and I think there'll be more trades done at the end of the year, and
Yeah,
let's just see what happens, eh?
yeah, mate. Love that. Thanks very much for good chat. Go
Yeah,
Blues.
awesome. Thanks, Terry. Bye, mate.
Yeah, mate. John, hello, mate.
Terry, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Mate, it's the first time on. I just thought it would be a good time to come on. No, thank you for hosting it, mate. I've been watching prodigiously. I'm getting a double click here. Yeah.
No, it's good to have you here, mate. Appreciate you calling in. It's like a baptism. You've called in after a Collingwood loss on the fan cam. This is it's kind of like how we do it.
I've been supporting it for 50 years, so I'm used to the last couple of years, but
what do you think of tonight?
Terry, I'm getting a delay.
Oh, you're getting a delay from me?
Well, I can hear what I said sort of like 2 sentences ago. It's coming through.
You might have the YouTube up on another tab and it might be coming back to you.
1 second. How's that?
I mean, it's great on my end. I'm fine.
Okay, I'm good now.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm good. Well, yeah, 50 years I've been supporting Carlton, and you know, obviously the last 7 weeks gave us a glimmer of hope of, you know, the season not being lost. But I really do believe, from all the football that I've seen in my lifetime, that we really are on a precipice of a perfect storm. And we've got the admin right now. We've got Davies, we've got Wright. And I just think that with about $3.5 million of cap space, and when you look, I'm just forgetting about tonight's game. Mackay went out, Chera ran out. They had to put players in different positions to try and stay in the game. But what Fraser did, he made them take on the game.
Mm.
Now, you can't be critical of losing a game by 3 goals when Collingwood have had 20 scoring shots and we've had 19 scoring shots. And I'm not saying the scoring shot cost us, but during the game, when you grab one of those clutch goals, when you're 4 points up or when you're 2 points behind, and we're such an emotional side because we don't have that grunt. All we've got is Benny fucking Ainsworth, right? So when you can't get one of those clutch goals, you see the boys, us fans feel it. You guys feel it when you're there. When we're watching on the TV, it comes through the TV.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is just, let's forget about bagging this player or bagging that player. Have a look what's ahead of us. Right? And if we want to go back, we were 1-8. Then we won our, next 7. Right? And we were all going along this ride. It's not a sugar hit. It's not a sugar hit. If you listen to Fraser's presser tonight, he says it all. And he says it in such an eloquent way. This guy's ready. And, whether he gets the coaching gig or whether he doesn't get the coaching gig, whoever gets it is going to take us to a premiership. This I know. Whether it's in 2 years or 3 years, right, we will get our premiership with our next coach. You look at those young players. You look at fucking Taylor Byrne.
Oh, mate.
Taylor Byrne, did you see the tackles?
I honestly,
Harry Dean.
I thought Taylor Byrne grew up 3 years tonight. He played out of his age bracket tonight. He had a point to prove. He was probably feeling it from the last time. There's characteristics amongst some of these youngsters. I thought Jagger had it. Harry Dean, we've already, we touch on him a lot. Yeah, there's, it's a great reminder you've given.
Billy Wilson did one shit kick, right, and he made up for it, right. I saw he was going forward off the halfback flank, right, and he went to line up somebody, and the ball just dribbled along the ground, right, and then he immediately made up for it, right. So have a look at these players: Jagger, Wilson, Byrne. Don't worry about Ison. Ison's our Bailey Fritsch. You will see Ison in 2 or 3 years. Every second game, he'll kick 2 or 3 goals. He's got that mobility. He just needs that football smarts at this level with that pressure, right? Then you look at how Walsh is running through. He's using his legs to drive through. What I'm actually saying is that if we get a ruckman, right, we get a full forward, right, we get another Benny fucking Ainsworth, right? and we will be competing next year, right? We'll definitely be top 8 next year. Definitely, because these guys that are in control will make hard calls, right? And a lot of players that, we bag every second week and then they put up a good game, they'll be gone by the end of the year. But that core of Wiedering, Cripps, Walsh, Florent, Hayward, Ainsworth, I'd give Gov a year. I really would. I'd give him a year. But then you look at those 7 to 10 younger players and then a couple more coming through the VFL, right? And 2 or 3 gun players. And I'm not talking about a Joel Amati. God, if they sign Joel Amati, I'll cry for a year, I think. I won't be able to watch. I'll start cheering Charlie for Sydney, Right. But although I was disappointed with the results, even when we were 4 points in front, I was looking at our bench, right? And I could see Cripper lifting. I could see Walsh trying his guts out. I could see the youngsters. Harry Dean was just going for the ball. 3 players around him, he marks the ball and he's looking. These things take time, but you can see that we have a nucleus there and they're being really well coached, because right up until they were still taking the game on. They had no chance of winning that last quarter as soon as, Collingwood kicked a couple, right? But they still were taking the game on. Did they make some mistakes? Yes, but you can't win a game or try to. You're not going to get an honourable loss. You don't want an honourable loss. They were still taking it on with no Mackay, no Chera, right? And that's what the game gives you. And Hewitt was sore for half the game tonight. He was sore. He was sore. Don't worry about that. And Fraser was trying to mix it up a little bit later on in the piece to see if there could be a spark, shift McGovern down back and put Dirksen up forward, because Dirksen was, caught behind the ball a few times, but when the ball's on the ground, he's very good. So, this is part of his development as well. But, on the whole, I just wanted to come on tonight and say, guys, I know we've been looking forward for the last 30 years, right? But there's a team nucleus there, and these guys, they try, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet. On a particular night, if everybody's fit and the ball is bouncing our way, we look way better than we actually are. And that's no disrespect to any players, but, I just take my hat off to this interim coach who's instilled actually belief in these guys, because these guys had no belief before. They were battered. I reckon half their training was probably spent in therapy.
Yeah. They're coming from a big mental hurdle.
Yeah, and you can see now there's a nucleus there. Was it disappointing to lose against these? I was going to say a bad word, but I won't. Right, but Collingwood, we want to win against them. I know, right, but I didn't think that we would ever make the wild card, even with 7 in a row. Believe it or not. Yeah. Right, I really didn't. Even though things went our way against Geelong, things went our way against the Bulldogs, and there was that surge. And momentum is everything. We did get a reality check last week, even though when we were sort of like 14 points down in the second quarter or 20 points down in the third quarter against Hawthorn, I said, shit, if this was dry weather, I reckon we'd be 6, 7, 8 goals down. And again, it's not a scourge on the players or anything like that. Our list, and the club has been really adamant about that. Chris Davies, Fraser, they've said it from the beginning. Our list needs a complete overhaul. Yeah. But with the younger players and with those 6 or 7 core players, You know, the Cripps, the Wiederings, the Walsh, the Ainsworth, the Florent. I don't know what's going to happen with Newman or Grandpa, who they've been so serviceable, you know.
Yeah.
They've been so serviceable to us. But if we want to win a premiership, I think we've got the administration now to make the right call. And if we get the coach that they want to get, and then I've just got to trust them that they're going to make the right decision. If they end up getting Josh Fraser, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
If they end up getting somebody else, you know, that's a leading candidate, and obviously he brings something that they can see, well, then I'll trust that decision.
Yeah.
I'll trust that
No,
decision.
it's very
I just
good,
wanted
mate.
to come on and say you're doing a great job, Terry. You really are, mate. And I listen all the time, and I write a comment, and I hear all the other, you know, Blues fans on there. But let's not bag the team, guys, because we're on the precipice. There's a perfect storm coming, and it is coming. It's not false like it was in 23. It is coming. They're going to make the right calls.
Love it. Thank you so much for your support, John. Take care, mate.
Thanks, Terry. See you guys.
See ya. All right. Let's go to Daniel. Hello, mate.
Yeah, Tez, how you going, man?
I'm good. You were there tonight, weren't you?
Yeah, just got back, mate, and frustrating, but by the same token, not particularly surprised. I had a feeling that once again, I mean, for all the injuries, then losing Mackay. I'll get to that later. Excuse me. Losing Chera as well. I mean, it was always going to be hard. 2 men down. I mean, we've already got Pitto out. We've got Wiedering out. I mean, that's our whole spine gone. Our forward line, it's a makeshift forward line, makeshift defence. I mean, I've got to say the defence has actually been pretty solid when you consider you've got Dean, first-year player, Dirksen, you know, who's I mean, in the nicest possible way. He's a bit of a project player, but he's playing a really good role. And you know, Nick Haynes has been superb. He's not obviously the long-term future. I think defensively we're doing okay, but once again, I think Aiden touched on it earlier. Frustration around the goal kicking, just kicking so many behinds, and it's not just kicking the behinds; it's kicking them at crucial moments. We kick a behind, they go up, go bang, and kick a goal, and those moments absolutely hurt. And there were a few there tonight. I mean, the McGovern one, just before this happened, I think it was in the third quarter where he completely shanked it. I thought he's had a great game. He's playing well. And then he does that. And that's just, with these sorts of players, Terry, I don't know. I mean, the fellow there just touched on about the club needing to make the hard calls. It's these almost players that hot and cold during games. And when the big moments are there, they don't take the moments. I mean, Kemp on halftime. Look, I think Kemp, works hard, gets into great positions, but the goal kicking, I mean, sooner or later, you've got to start putting those away. I mean, that one on halftime, I just said to my cousin who was with me, if that was a Collingwood player, that would have gone straight over the goal umpire's head. I mean, someone like, I know Jamie Elliott's injured and he's out. That's the difference. We just don't have those clutch players at the moment, and it's just the same pattern.
The other thing tonight, I don't know, I think it would be a season high for points conceded from a kick-in. I reckon Collingwood kicked 3 goals from their kick-in. Their transition game tonight, end-to-end work, elite. When they get the ball in their D50 and the way that they quickly turn it into offense, that has to be studied, and we have to figure out a way to emulate that. That's at the top level. I don't know if we've been beat up like that end to end. I mean, they generate easier looks for themselves in general play, the way they move the ball. And they had key outs, but they also had the most important players in the right positions behind the ball when they transition from defense to offense. They carved us up, really.
Oh, they carved us up, and they just got it out so easily. I mean, our defensive transition, who's in charge of the coaching stuff? Who looks after that side of the game? Because I just feel like Yes, Collingwood were good at it tonight, but again, it remains a weakness. It's so many times. I caught the end of Pommy's stream where he just said we work 4 times as hard as the opposition with half the score or half the conversion or something like that. It
Yeah.
just seems like we work so hard. Everything's a grind, but other teams will just go bang, bang, bang on the rebound. And again, kicking points. We kick points, they kick goals. I think it was at the one Haywood in the second or third, where he dribbled it. There was an option. Cripps as well. Look, a few weeks ago, when we weren't going so well, I was pretty critical of Cripps. I was asking the question. He had that great month. Yeah, he's kind of reverted back to his mean. He hasn't been. It's hard to sustain that form that he had. But there were again a few moments tonight where he just took the selfish option rather than the team option. And obviously the honeymoon period with Fraser's over. And look, let's face it, I don't think realistically we were going to make. He's done a fantastic job to salvage something what was looking like a real shit show. I mean, 1-8. If we can finish on, look, we're still in it. We've obviously now got to. It's become a little bit harder because this was one of those 50-50 games. We've got to now beat Brisbane or Freo to have any chance and win the other games possible. But it's going to be hard. But look, we've at least salvaged something. But in some ways, I think even if, as much as I'd like to to make it, if we miss out, look, if we pay a little bit less for Cody, we get a proper clean out, a proper forensic examination of the club, a proper coaching process. I mean, Josh Fraser, you got to take him at his word. He doesn't want the gig, right? He wasn't even in. If he didn't take this interim role, would he even be on a short list of all these coaches that are being flouted, not just for Carlton, but for people like Enright, Kelly, etc., etc.? Would Josh Fraser have even been on a short list if not for this interim gig? I don't think he was actively looking for a role, so got to take him at his word. So, Harry Mackay, I know we've got to be careful here. All I will say, it would want to actually be a serious injury of some sort, and I don't wish injury, of course, on players, but the eye test. Someone mentioned, Jagger, when he did his knee, that looked innocuous. No, this looked far, far, far less than that. I mean, with Jagger, you could tell he tried to run it off. He was limping a little bit. This looks, I won't say anything, but I think people can read. People are smart enough to read between what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Look, we're all feeling it. I can only guess there'll be a scan, and the results of the scan will come out Monday, and injury report Tuesday. It's clouded around disappointment because he is really the one that holds the structure ahead of the ball. Like he hasn't been the biggest threat on the scoreboard this year, but I don't know how many contested marks we took tonight. I don't know if we took more than 3.
Not a lot.
I don't know.
Nah, not a lot. And what's this? And look, full credit to Collingwood. I think they deserve the win. They're just far more slicker and polished when it counts. But here's the thing: I don't even think they're not a top 6 side. Not at the moment, and they've got that potential. They're probably a 7 to 10. They're a perfect. So the fact that they still outclassed us, and you just know they had a gear. We got in front. They went bang, bang, bang. We got in front again. Same thing. They went bang. They look like they had us at arm's length, and it's the same old. And even now, they're older players like Pendlebury and Sidebottom. There, you can see the age is starting to catch up to them. They're not as damaging as they were once. But it's a lot of these younger players that they've got. I mean, there's this myth that Collingwood don't develop youth. Well, all of a sudden, they've got quite a few decent youngsters like Anderson. I'm not sure who that other fellow was in the middle, but they're just hanging around, and that's the difference there. I said this pre-game to some friends and colleagues that they've got the mental edge on us. I mean, Tony said since '93 we've won 26 games. I think something like that. I reckon if you do it from 2000 and something like it's like 2 of the last 20 or something like that. I mean, that makes it even
three times since 2017. We've won 3 times.
Yeah. Not. I don't know. The fans, we know the rivalry. I don't know if the players care about it or not too. Maybe we're just not good enough. It's just a reflection. We just need the right cattle. So look, it's been great, to lift ourselves up off the canvas, bring a bit of respectability. It's probably reverting back to where we truly sit. Got that potential, so it's good in the sense we'll attract the right people. It's much easier to attract, coaches, players, ready-made players that fill a need, free agents, whatever. When you're not, 2-20 like someone like Essendon, for example. We've done that, but we're clearly, you can see I know you and Paolo had that chat outside the GC. There's so many holes on the list, and I think that showed tonight. Our depth got tested. Look, good endeavour, good effort. Taylor Boone, everyone's talked about him. I was happy with Florence' game. Walsh tried hard. Again, clearly we need a key forward. That's obvious. The ruck situation. I mean, Rowan Marshall, there's talk about that. I don't know what we'd have to give up to get him. It would be funny if we got him after giving up TDK going to St Kilda. Wiedering hopefully, we can't trade Wiedering. I'm sorry. I know there's this talk that, we should do, like, you can see the depth gets tested later in the year. You can't rely on kids. You need him in there. So hopefully he recovers and comes back strong.
Yeah.
But the right people. We got the right people in charge. So we'll see. But look, Gold Coast next week. Interesting. Try and get back on the winners list and try and keep the hope alive at least, hopefully.
Well said, mate. Thanks for calling in. Go Blues.
No worries, mate. Go Blues. Cheers.
See ya. All right. Joe.
Oh, I think I'm having the same issue as Joel. I can't
can
hear
hear you.
as soon as I get in.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear. I don't know what's going on here. Hold on.
All right. I'll reset you.
I'll try again.
All right. Tom?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Don't know. It must be Aussie broadband, eh?
Mate, talk to me. What's your story for tonight? What are the most important things you took from tonight?
I think someone said it earlier, and I think it's what we've been saying all week in the build-up. Don't get beaten with what you know. And Jamie Elliott was out this week, but Tim Embry, 3 goals. Bo McCreary, 2 goals. Dacos running a mark. Pendlebury in the middle. It's the same guys that beat us every time. And as much as they say Josh Fraser came from Collingwood, he knows them internally and all this sort of stuff, it's still the same Collingwood people that beat us. And it's just, when is someone going to be like, I'm going to put a stopper on here? Don't get beaten by those guys. Let Sam Swadling come in and kick 4 goals. He's not going to do it. But don't let Tim Embry kick 3 goals on us again. It's what he does. He even did it.
Did we put a new Collingwood player on the map tonight?
Oh, mate, when his name came up when he kicked a goal, I'm like, who is this kid? Has he been playing all game? It's crazy. It's just, that was the frustrating part about it. It was just the same people. And if Jamie Elliott was playing this week, he would have kicked 5. We just know what to expect from Collingwood, but we just don't stop it anymore. Yeah. And that's what kills me more than actually getting beaten by them.
Yeah.
It's just craziness.
Where do you think we're at?
I think we're ahead of where we should be. I think before we went on our 7 straight run, I think that was realistically where this list should be. We had, and it was frustrating because we probably weren't getting the wins that we should have gotten, especially like with, Melbourne and the Collingwood game earlier in the year. I think that all of a sudden winning those 7 games, we were like, oh, okay, let's speed up this rebuild. Let's talk about Joel Amartey. Let's talk about Rowan Marshall, where it's like, pump the brakes, go back to the draft. Yes, if you can go get a big key forward, great, but look and get a big key forward in the draft that can grow with your Harry Dead, can grow with Jagger Smith. we don't want to do what we always do at Carlton, get a sugar hit and go, okay, if we act now, we're going to win a flag.
Right.
That's why I kind of saw you got to bring Akers in this week. You got to bring Reedy in. But what is that helping? You got to give Jack Ison a game where he's playing in front of 85,000 against Collingwood. So in 50 games' time, he's going to have that opportunity to kick 3 goals because the moment's not going to be too big on him. And you get it yourself. Taylor Byrne grew up 3 years when he missed that shot earlier in the season. You got to expose these young kids to these big games for them to grow in a team. So I think that's where us as a Carlton side, we sort of saw the sugar hit of playing in a wild card or playing in a final. That's not what we want to do. We want to be what Collingwood have been. We want to sustain amount of success and to be always that team.
By the same token, though, don't we want to build a club that picks on selection integrity based on form? And so if that means Akers comes in this week because he was in form, then so be it. Because
I argue with you that Fogarty should have played this week.
I agree. I was saying it all week.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Because if we say just play Ison, is that not gifting a game?
And is
that not what we did with Dow, O'Brien, Petrovsky, Seaton? We just played them and just said they'll figure it out by just playing them. Isn't that? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think they weren't surrounded by the right players. Your Dows, we were putting Dow into the coalface where with Jagger Smith, he's been able to be protected by Cripps, by Walsh, to be a bit more of an allied where if he didn't have Cripps and Walsh, and yes, Paddy Dow had Cripps and stuff, but he wasn't the Patrick Cripps that he is today with George Hewitt and just those bigger bodies around him. Same with Lockie O'Brien. He was like Ollie Hollands, just thrown out on a wing and just been like, get as much ball as you can. But they've got to have that exposure to these games. As much as it can have a bit of to and fro, like Lockie Cowan's the perfect example. He was put in and he's grown into the player that he is now, where he's not afraid of the moment.
He's also gone back to the VFL a couple of times.
Yeah, absolutely. He has, definitely. But I think if Jack Ison was put in the situation, and I'm going to preface this by saying I think the right move was made to bring in the bigger bodies for the Collingwood game. But I think Carlton, again, lost a bit on selection this week. They don't prepare for what can happen. Like, yeah, Harry Mackay goes down, but what are you prepared for it with Brodie Kemp in the ruck? Like, there's no maybe play Flynn Riley, maybe play Lewis Young, just in case you leave yourself short. They're just always, I just watch a game like today, just be like, you put yourself in a situation where you get beaten by what you get beaten by. I'm happy to get beaten by Collingwood if they beat us on a different level, but don't get beaten by what it is. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, still got levels to go, eh? What do you think of Cooper Lord tonight? First game back in a while.
Yeah, he was all right. He didn't miss much of a beat. He delivered the ball nicely. It's what he does. I think he just needs, again, just to play him now. They just need to give these guys an opportunity and just expose them to playing at Brisbane, playing on Gold Coast, just playing on these different teams and see where we go from there.
Yeah.
Did you like Reedy's game?
Pardon?
Did you like Reedy's game?
Meh.
Yeah. And has the going over the line ruck just completely disappeared now?
Well, he didn't give away one of those. Peter gives one away every week. I thought he did some nice things, but ultimately thought he lost the battle.
Yeah, I just think it was just
bottom line.
Yeah, and they said it in the coverage. He was a VFL ruckman playing on a very, very good ruckman. And he just...
Yeah, so it's... But he had to play. I thought he had to play. I thought Flynn Riley was... Or had to play with Flynn Riley together. But then that's...
Yeah, I thought he should have... I think he should have played today. I think Flynn Riley's just... They've just got to see what they got with him. Playing him in a once-in-a-lifetime rainstorm and just being like, okay, that's enough sample size in the AFL's a bit stiff. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Interesting week ahead, mate. Looking forward to
All
it.
right. Enjoy it.
See ya.
mate.
All right. Joe, let's try you again. Have I got you?
It's the same thing. I can't hear you. You can
can
hear
talk.
me. I'm just going to give you, I'll give you 2 minutes and then I'll fuck off. That was the most embarrassing game of the year for me. The most disappointing game. Not our worst performance, but the most disappointing game from this group for the year. When you consider the occasion, the Heritage Guernsey, the fucking build-up, the rivalry again, and then the fact that you got a wild card spot on the line, you can get back into 10th, game clear of St Kilda and North, and they dish up that shit. It's just not fucking good enough. Like, no more excuses. It's not about fucking, oh, where are we at the moment? Couldn't care less where we were at the moment. That there was must win, and we didn't look likely 30 seconds in. No one can tell me otherwise. I was sitting top deck, behind the goals, perfect view of how we were set up from the start, and we were not at the races from the first minute of the game. When I'm watching Nick Dacos go coast to coast through a direct lane on the right wing, and no one wants to fucking try and block his run, no one wants to try and go with him in the first 3 minutes of the game, says everything you need to know about the type of performance that they wanted to put in tonight. You can look at your numbers, tackle numbers, marks around the ground, possession, couldn't give a fuck. Not good enough. Just simply not fucking good enough again tonight. And here's a couple of stats for you. Pendlebury in his career is 27-8 against us. Patrick Cripps in his career is 3-20 against them. This ain't a rivalry anymore. I'm not even upset. I'm not even numb to it. It's just like I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I used to. Don't give a fuck anymore, Tez. You and I had a very brief chat today. I told you it scares me going into these games, but not because I feel like I'm going to get hurt again, just because I feel like I know it's going to happen before it's even played. Tonight was no different, man. No different whatsoever. So, just, to finish off just quickly, and I'll let you go because obviously we can't really have a chat here if I can't hear you. But when Walsh kicked that goal, we got the next centre clearance, and it was Walsh out of the next centre clearance, right? As a leader, great. You kicked the goal. Fantastic. Well done. Cripps just before that as well. Amazing. You get the centre clearance. That ball goes fucking long to the square instead of trying to take on the entire Collingwood midfield on your own. Had momentum, gave it straight back. It happened 3 or 4 times where we had momentum, had them against the ropes, created a turnover, whatever. Gave it straight back to them in spades. They went on a 2-3 goal run again. There's no maturity from this side when the moment asks for it. The 7-game run was nice. I'm not saying it's done. I'm not. We've still got 5 games to play in the year and we can still make a wild card. And I personally think it is important that we keep striving to be successful to some fucking extent as a football club and not sit here as fans and go, oh, well, I'll just play the kids. Fuck off. Go make a wild card from here. Win 4 of your last 5 and show us that you actually want it. Because wild card experience is as good as any other finals experiences you're going to get at the moment for where we're at as a football club. No maturity whatsoever tonight. They're going to pull their fucking head out of their ass, Tez. It's terrible, mate. It's terrible. And for anyone that wants to jump on tonight, you can say your piece and it's fine. If you're okay with, oh, yeah, I guess that's the season, you're in the wrong business. You're in the wrong business. Collingwood were a game and a half ahead of us. They were half a game ahead of us 2 games ago. Nick Dacos came out yesterday and said he thinks they can win the flag. That's the fucking mentality. That's the mentality of a team who are up against it with injuries. I couldn't name half of their list tonight that was out there. Yet you've got one of your captains come out publicly and state, I believe in this group so much that I think we can win the flag. They were only a game and a half ahead of us tonight.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's the mental gap that we cannot close.
Yeah.
It's not good enough, man. Anyway, I wish I could speak to you. Just wanted to hear your voice. Can't. So enjoy, have fun. I hope this doesn't go for 4 fucking hours for you. And if it does, I'm sorry. I apologize. So good night and good luck, Tez.
Thanks, mate. I wish I could talk too. I thought he made some good points about belief. We definitely avoided at Carlton. We try and not talk and try and act, which I get it. But anyway, Joel, let's try again. Can you hear me?
Can I hear you? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I've always been hearing you all night.
Oh, well, I didn't know. Thank God. I'm not a quitter, unlike some players that are on our football list. We'll get into that. I've got more perseverance than one of our full forwards, haven't I? Disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a very, very disappointing night. I thought
you
Joe
got
was spot on.
Have you got that off your chest yet?
What's that?
Have you gotten that off your chest with other viewers?
Yeah, look, mate, it was disappointing. We weren't up for it. We're out of sync as a team again.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Look, yeah, it was a struggle. I rang 3AW. I spoke to Mr. Sam Doherty, if he's listening, cheerio, and I said, look, not happy with Harry. We need to trade him. And they said, a big call. You're entitled to your opinion, but he thought that Harry's had a good season. Can you believe it?
What did Doc say? I'd actually be interested to know. What did he say back to you?
He said he thought he's had a good season. He had a good 7 weeks. Last 7 weeks have been good, and he gives us a tall presence up front. I thought, well, so does O'Keefe potentially, and we've got to find out about some of our players. Look, Moyer's not maybe doing a lot. I don't know if O'Keefe is. We don't have a ruckman on our list. We don't have a good enough ruckman. So I would seriously, Terry, I would throw Harry O'Keefe another lifeline. He hasn't played that many games in the seniors, so I'd definitely do it. So that was what Doc said. Tony Shaw said, he's kicked, I think he's kicked 20 goals in 16 games or something. So, he's just not kicking enough goals. We've already had that conversation during the week. Kemp, look, I like the bloke. I think he has a crack. I would persist. I would try and get to coach or someone to work out his issues with the kicking goals. I'd persist for another year or so because we don't have much else to fall back on, do we?
No, I've been saying it as well. So what we're seeing with Kemp is what we were trying to do with him last year when we first moved him to the forward line. It's just that it was unfortunate that he did his Achilles. So I'm not as I'm frustrated in the moment. Yeah, he's got to take his opportunities. I'm sure he's frustrated too. But I think he needs 1 or 2 forwards better than him in front of him, so he doesn't have to take the first or second best defender from the opposition. I think there's something to work with there personally.
Yeah, look, he's having shots on goal and he's kicking what? Did he have any tonight? 2? Every week he kicks at least 2, I think.
Did 1 goal, 2, and I reckon he sprayed one completely. Didn't even make the distance.
Yeah, no, look, McGovern had a shocker too. Didn't even, that was just no.
Well, Gov's an interesting one. He kicked his 2, I reckon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, kicked 2 goals, and then he kicks his 2 in a short amount of time, and then just floats a bit in and out of the game.
I still think he chokes. There's enough sample size for me to say he chokes too often. If we really want to be serious and fair dinkum, we got to move on some players.
We will.
Yeah, well, yeah. So look, and I just on the chat on the airwaves tonight, I said, look, we've got 3 players playing their first year, and they're probably in our best 6 or 7 players. Harry Dean is just, I just love him to bits. I think he's fantastic. How can you not? He has a red hot crack. He's a first year player. He's played 10 games or 15 games now, whatever. And Taylor Byrne has those crunching tackles, and Jaggers, does his bit. He's a good player. So it just makes you, realise, look, some of the players who have been around probably far too long need to, someone needs to tap on the shoulder. Yeah. Now, Wiedering hasn't played for a while. If someone, would you pick up the phone if someone was interested in Wiedering?
I would answer every phone call. I'm not attached to players like I used to be.
No, we can't.
But I actually think the pathway forward is Wiedering, Harry Dean, and Harry O'Farrell together. I think there's a nice balance of young and old experience. I personally think Wiedering is suited perfectly with those 2 young fellas, and we're set for the future. I actually also,
I just look, I've sensed some things, sensed some things from him this year, just in interviews and things, and didn't think he was quite convincing with his enthusiasm for the club. Maybe that was even under Fraser when he was interviewed once, and I just don't know. I don't know if they've gone for some. If he's unhappy because they're not playing him, and I think they were even not playing him. When he was ready, when he was apparently not uninjured.
Who, Wiedering?
Yeah, well, he hasn't. Yeah, so they definitely played Dirksen at one game earlier in the season when they could have picked Wiedering.
No. I think when he's been available, he's played. He's actually probably played when he shouldn't have played, if anything.
Well, Nick Haynes I think he's fantastic. He's been very more than serviceable. We've got O'Farrell back. We've got Carroll to come back. So interesting. We're clearly not. They don't cut the mustard as a team. I could name some more players who I'd give the chop, but
a disappointing night, mate. Disappointing night.
Is.
What more can we say?
Yeah, it is. It's. I heard someone say earlier. Look, and I've been onto this. I've been on to you and Pommy for a while now. Look, I think the administration is hopefully in good order, and we just got to wait another 6 weeks, and hopefully these people are the knights in shining armor. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm confident. We need to hit the draft, and make players more accountable. And I did say on here, I said, look, Fraser probably not, putting his hand up for the job. It's a good thing because he can be completely honest with all these players. He won't, he might still be at the club next year as assistant coach, but that doesn't mean he's, that's a different role as a head coach. But, I'd be having some hard conversations with some players.
Yep. Fair.
All right. Well, thanks for persisting with me. I can go out now and party.
Enjoy, mate. Go Blues.
Cheers, man. Bye. See ya.
All right. Stelios.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm well. First time
Well, I
calling
can hear you, which is good. You can hear me, obviously.
Yes, I can hear you.
Nice. Couple of observations today, and I think it's a microcosm of what we saw. I mentioned to Pommy on the Instagrams today, And I saw Carlton did this post about Peaky Blinders, and it was sort of wishy-washy Peaky Blinders vintage piece. And I sent it to Pom saying, like, this is what, we do game day. And then I sent him the same thing Collingwood have posted, which was something just Darcy, what's their ruckman, Darcy Cameron?
Yeah.
He was talking about that their game in 2022 where we lost by a point to make the finals. And he was talking quite emotionally. Darcy Cameron was talking quite emotionally. And I said, this is the difference between the two clubs. And I really feel that, we value, and I think, not that post is all and all and above, but we value selling merch or selling something, selling a different Guernsey or selling something, rather than the actual value of what it means to beat Collingwood in a really serious game when the season's on the line, like Joe said. And to me, I sort of walked away from tonight feeling quite numb and quite empty. I wasn't like overly emotional or overly upset with the loss. It was pretty empty and pretty numb. I went to the game and then just caught the train home again and felt quite empty about it. I'm not sure.
I was with you. No, I didn't feel that. Like, of course, I hate losing to Collingwood, but there wasn't
it's just a numbness.
It wasn't the same level of devastation. And then maybe it's because when they departed with Voss, I was like, we're fucking broken, man. Like, season over, it's not even halfway there. And then we won games. And it's not that I fully believe that we were a contender again. I never did. But tonight, last week and tonight just sort of reaffirmed, like, oh, okay. We were given a little Band-Aid for the rest of the year just to help us get through. And, we may win a couple more games for the rest of the year, and I expect us to. But still, just a reminder, we don't have a senior coach. We don't have a list manager. We've got 20 players out of contract. Like, it's a bit of a waste of a year of sorts. Like, we came into the year knowing we weren't a contender. Have we found out about quite a few players? Yeah, we have. Like, there's some good little pieces there, but ultimately, we're still another preseason away from making the big fixes to the list that need to be made. And then even when we do at the end of this year, it's like you got to wait for it to all gel.
I thought we really could have won tonight. I thought that game was grabbable. Like, going into that with the teams that were on paper, yes, we had outs. Yes, they had outs. But I thought with the momentum that we had and some of the football, particularly after that West Coast game, I mean, some of the football that we were playing, I thought that was a really grabbable game tonight.
For sure. Especially in the first half. I was ropeable at halftime. I wasn't as angry at the end of the game. But halftime, I thought we had fluffed at least two. We'd left 2 or 3 goals on the table again. We do it every week.
Yeah. And look, all the discourse will come out about Kempy and, missing the goals, but he's getting himself in a position to kick those. But he's not the fault. Even that mentality towards missing the goals and all that. I think Collingwood just wanted to win that game more. It meant more to them again, and I just think we could see that we could see that with what they put up on their Instagram. That's just one thing. That's just one thing I wanted to bring up because I just mentioned today and I saw it and I saw the Peaky Blinders post that the club had put up and it made me feel a bit sick. It actually, I was positive until I saw that post and I don't know why I follow them or why I read into it. But the minute I saw that whole sort of, it just wasn't fake. And then I don't know what possessed me. Like I sent it to Pom and I don't know what possessed me to look at Collingwood because I don't follow Collingwood, but I looked at them and I saw their post and it was real and it meant something. And I was like, fuck, you know what? We're fucked. We're cooked. I knew it from them. And I don't know why. And anyway, I just wanted to raise that point. I don't usually get on. This is the first time I watch you guys all the time, but I've never got on. I've never had a chat with you. And so I'm glad that we finally have. I'm not sure other observations I had tonight in terms of the actual match play. Collingwood Collingwood are really good at defending from that 50 zone. I don't know if you noticed during the game, we were able to move it from our back line, move it quite nicely, but getting it to that sort of 50 perimeter, that's where it stopped. So our ability to actually enter our 50 meaningfully was really difficult. I saw sort of Frankie had it out, Hayward had it out on that sort of 50 perimeter. Cripps, even Joe touched on Walsh streaming in and then sort of didn't absorb the players and release. Like he said, kick it long. But I mean, I was sitting right behind the goals, watching Walshy stream in, and I felt that he could have absorbed a couple players, released another player, and really opened us up to score. And at that point, I think we're going to kick 3 on the trot and go ahead. So it was a real turning point for the game.
Cripps has always had it in his game. I don't know how he hasn't learnt yet. He had a good game today, Cripps. Don't get me wrong. It's just
Cripps is great. I was talking about Walsh streaming.
No, I'm saying they both do it. Like Walsh has started doing it too, where we kicked the third in a row. Walsh kicked the third goal in a row, put us up after the 50-meter penalty, and then I think Joe mentioned it here. Like we got the center clearance, and he took the tackle on when he didn't need to. It's like they get this. They get into this mindset of like, I can take the tackle on, as opposed to just doing what was helping the team in the first place and just giving the first option. It's a bad habit, and I say Cripps did it not to say he had a bad game, but he had a good game, and he still made that error of taking it on. And every time he takes it on, he's a fascinating cat. He can get the ball out from any sort of congestion, but when he tries to take on too much, he gets pinned a lot more than what he doesn't. It's just a bad habit, I think.
It's also emotional. Well, from what I see, emotional control.
Yeah.
We're still quite an emotional team. And that was the hallmark of the Voss tenure. And particularly that leading up to we all remember the 23 run. That was a very emotional run. And from that, the wins that we've had under Fraser since Voss had departed, I felt there's a bit more emotional control within the games. And there was points tonight where I felt that once we took possession of the ball, used it very well, moved it around, and sort of took the emotion out of the game, we sort of started getting on top a bit. But once we started getting emotional, or the players started getting emotional, they lose control of the actual coolness that they need in order to execute, to see what the next step is. And you see players like Pendlebury, players like Sidebottom, even De Goey, Dacos, they just have that coolness. They don't let the motion get the better of them. And, regardless of the heat of the moment or what's actually online in that particular moment or in that particular set of play, they maintain their emotion and they maintain their coolness, and they're able to execute. And we saw it tonight. And that's a big difference between the two sides.
Absolutely.
Has been for a long time.
3 years in a row, 6 games in a row now. Yeah, 24, 25, 26. Yeah, six game losing streak.
Yeah, I think I've been to all of them as well. I've been to all of them since the win as well. I went to the 23 win. That was good. But a long time ago. I'm going to let you speak to some other people. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for calling in.
No worries. And I'll look forward to listening to you till the end of the season.
Thank you very much, mate. See ya.
Pleasure. Ciao.
All right. Jad, it's time.
It's not time, mate. It's never going to be time.
3 years ago, man, you and I sat next to each other and watched the win. Wow, we never even got on a winning streak against the Pies after that. It was a flash in the pan, 2023.
Maybe I should have just come tonight. Maybe that's why it didn't happen, huh?
It's your fault.
I'm not feeling the best. But, fucking tell you what, I got really up for this one. I don't know, it's so weird, man, because during the week I just as the week went on, I just got less and less confident. No, I just don't trust them to have the maturity and the poise to compete with Collingwood's experience. Oh, I don't know, mate. Tonight just it's like that episode of The Simpsons where Homer just stands there and he gets punched in the face repeatedly, and then he throws a punch at the end and he wins. That's how Collingwood play us. They let us have the ball. They let us have the territory, the inside 50s, the shots. They let us tire ourselves out, and then they just rebound, counterpunch.
I'm glad you said that. I took down some fascinating stats that I thought were interesting at 3/4 time. I don't know what they were at the end of the game. I can check, but we were plus 38 uncontested, plus 13 clearance, and plus 39 marks. Like we had done the work on the outside. I don't know what it ended up being for the game. I actually thought Collingwood changed tempos completely in the fourth quarter and started marking the ball more. And yeah, they're just so experienced that they know how to switch gears in game, and we don't.
I honestly just don't know what it's going to take, dude. Because what was that moment I saw where I just knew? I think it was one of Dean's mistakes, and then it was the one where Cripps took the shot instead of handballing it to two free teammates who could have run it in.
That one for sure. I think the Walsh one, to be honest, I didn't want to admit it in the moment, but I did feel it when Harry didn't come back on. That's like deep down. And again, I didn't want to admit it in the moment, but deep down I knew because the presence, the structure, what he does when we're moving the ball around the ground. I mean, he goes into the ruck, he gets 5-6 marks around the ground. We can control the ground a little bit better than what we do. That's deep down when I knew that we weren't, because you need every domino to be in line. And then Cherry did the hammy, and I'm like, okay, well, there's just too many. We're already thin as it is. We're already struggling as it is with numbers. Even though we've been relatively competitive, apart from last week. I don't know.
Can I ask you? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, do you feel something is up with the synchronicity of the team?
Yeah, that was my next point, man, because I don't know what it is when we play Collingwood from the first bounce, and then after you see us take our first few possessions, it doesn't look solid. It looks jittery and fragile, and we're one, toe out of order from making a huge error, and it just looks so shaky. Whereas during the 7-0 run, we looked sure of ourselves in position, like the next move is this, and we're solid in our movement. But watching us against Collingwood, like because I stayed home today, you just see it, like everything is like, it's like their hands are like this, like shaking.
Yeah.
With every possession. And I think it's probably just that mental scarring, and it's so disappointing. I just, like, when I was watching it today, I was so disappointed that they yet again mentally are defeated when it comes to these guys. They are mentally beaten.
Yeah, because I think when pressure gets applied, your foundations are what stand up, and obviously our fundamentals. We've been hearing them preach about the fundamentals, but they haven't actually done the work on the fundamentals to the level that, like, you get exposed. But do you think the 7 wins in a row created a level of, oh, well, we got ourselves out of the hole, we're good now? Like a little bit of complacency, or am I reading too much into it?
You know what? Maybe for some of them. I know Cripps wants it. I know he wanted finals. I don't know, bro. That's a question for the bloody club psych. But, like, as well, why does everything have to go perfect when it comes to, like, playing Collingwood?
Yeah.
Collingwood were missing their defence, dude.
Yeah.
They had more out than we did. Swaddling, Puncher, West, like, Jesus Christ, mate. Like, they had more, Howe gone, Moore gone, Schultz gone. Like, it just really, I just really feel like there was no excuses today. Even if Harry goes down, like, they were missing more, mate. This is just the really concerning thing for me is this is such a mental burden, a mental block, hurdle, whatever you want to call it, that I just do not know how it gets broken with this group. I don't know, Terry. I don't know when we're going to beat them. It might be 3 years from now. It's not acceptable, mate. Like, what will it take? Like, what does Dacos have to leave Collingwood for us to beat them? Is that what we're waiting on? Are we waiting for him to go to Tasmania? Are we waiting for Pendlebury to retire? Is that what we're waiting for now? Because fuck me, we lose the same way every year to them. Every game is the same.
The Dacos kick in, handball receive. Maybe it was in the second quarter, maybe it was in the first. It was danger signs from there.
Do you know where my soul went? It was when we finally got the lead, and then they had 2 inside 50 entries and 2 spoils straight down their throat into a goal.
Oh.
And at first I was like, oh, this is bullshit. What is this ass ball they play? Fucking fall into them, this and that. And then you just sit on it and you think, you know what? It happens too many times for it to be luck.
Yeah.
It can't be.
It was a Membry kicked the first one, Ned Long kicked the second one, both from spillage, both from a spoil.
It's black magic. It's Craig McRae black magic. I honestly would not be surprised if they practice shit like that. Just positional probability, Oh, if you stand here, you're this percentage of chance the ball will fall to you. Like, there's got to be something, mate. Like, William Reedy, bless him. I think he does some nice things at ground level. I think he's a nice, decent kick for a ruckman. But fuck, man, he got battered.
Yeah. And
like, I don't know if I want to even talk about individuals, because to me, it's not an individual problem.
Yeah.
And the mental thing about this tie is that, like, how it's a like a mental, I don't know what disease you could call it, is that even Florent and Haywood turned for water in this game. Like, Florent still tries, and I really like him, but like, even they got infected. Haywood did something incredibly dumb, and he got baked by Cripps for it.
Oh, really?
And then the funny thing, yeah, I think it was the one where he went for goal, and we had players out. I'm gonna have to rewatch it, but he got absolutely baked.
Is it when he didn't give the handball maybe over to Kemp? We were running it in.
Yeah, we're running into 50. It's all a blur now, but he got absolutely baked. But I can't be for sure which moment it was. I just remember Cripps screaming at him.
Yep. It was,
Yeah.
I wrote this down. Haywood had the Kemp handball missed. We're out of sync. That's when I noticed, because we were making that handball a month ago. That play was being made, the right play was being made a month ago, or more than a month ago. Whenever we were playing against the Giants away, they were just so connected to one another.
That's exactly the thing, yeah. We're so spooked by Collingwood, and that's what's just we're so spooked that we weren't doing what's working for us. There was just there was the lack of dare to take those little 45s into the corridor that we would do. Just completely spooked. And oh man, another one that killed me, just remembering now, is Sidebottom getting out on his wings again, on his own again. This guy, just retire, man. Just retire, Scott. Steele, please. Enough's enough. You've done it enough times, bro. I get it. You're a fucking great wingman. Shit, dude. how
It's
many times this group do they like everyone said it, but where are you sick of it yet or no?
Yeah, I'm sick of it. Of course, I'm sick of it.
No, them.
Oh, them.
Are they sick of it yet? Like, are you truly over it?
Dacos magic. I'm telling you. It's what the generation before us used to experience, and I'm sure the Collingwood supporters used to feel it too. Like, we just can't get over the Carlton hump, whatever it is. We are literally just experiencing the pendulum swing the other way.
Who tormented them back in the day from our side?
Kenny Hunter, again, Wayne Harms. Yeah, all of them. So I'm told, anyway. So I'm told.
Who fucking knows, mate? It's like the Library of Alexandria. All that shit's burnt down. No one knows if it's true or not.
Yeah, they're all fables. No, I mean, I guess
man.
they really did happen, but
Well, you know
maybe our
what?
kids.
You know what, man? Maybe our kids. I don't know, bro. I don't know if I want to have kids and bring them into this, but you know what? At least now we know that little fairy tale is done. And look, I'm not too devastated because, like, I've said it to a million times. I'm a big picture person. It would have been nice to finish 10th and experience one more week, but it doesn't really move me that much. At least now we can get to business in terms of really building what's going to take us forward. Make some calls, get a coach. That'd be good. Or list manager too. All that stuff.
I'm not there yet because it's still mathematically possible, and I get we won't win it, and you can say maybe it's a wasted spot and you're just making up the numbers. Like, sure, but I also do believe that this group has only played a couple of finals. The majority of them, they've only played a couple of finals. Like, we need to get as many finals games into this group as possible because the more finals you play, the more you set yourself up to be better in finals. I believe anyway. So. That's why I hope
that's fair. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue with you. But I don't know. I feel like this was my grand final.
Fair.
I just wanted this one, man. And God knows when we're going to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Won't be anytime soon.
I think can I just touch on the Harry stuff? I get why it's concerning, but seeing that fucking media pile-on, go and get stuffed, mate. Sarah Hosking absolutely baking him on the radio. I weren't aware, Sarah, that you were such a fucking body language genius. You can read a player's threshold of pain. Oh, I didn't realize. Sorry. Nah.
I haven't seen any commentary at all.
Oh, apparently, mate, they've come for him, Terry. They've come for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let's just wait. Yeah. I have had my fair share of knee-jerk reactions, and I feel like I've learnt my lesson by now, and let's just wait. All right. Far out, bro. He's been playing really well. I highly doubt Harry didn't want to play this game. Jesus.
Interesting.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt until the facts come out, though.
Yeah, we have to wait. In the heat of the moment, obviously it looks the way it looks in the heat of the moment because you want Harry out there, but we don't know, so we wait. We wait and see. You know what? It's almost like we were somewhat given another test after last time we played Collingwood with the Elijah stuff. It was like we were all in the heat of the moment, trying to cast judgment, and not different situations, but I think the concept of maybe we just have to wait and see what actually happened.
Maybe.
What a weird year against Collingwood. Like the wacky stuff that's happened. Yeah. You're right. It is like black magic.
It's black. It's and the funny thing is, I've already seen on X the media saying, "Oh, it's not really much of a rivalry because Collingwood have won whatever or however many." But beyond the result, mate, it is like what is this shit? Like what you just said. What are we experiencing against them? We have an unprecedented player mental health episode the last game. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to put it down to black magic. Craig McRae's a wizard.
Yeah.
You're a wizard, Craig. I don't know what you're doing
Oh,
down there, mate.
if David King, I need to see what David King said. Well,
Can
we'll
I
keep going.
can I just touch on him, mate? He, Fox Footy, I was watching it, of course. Some of the most biased commentary I've ever heard. Nick Dacos farts and it's praise. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Tried to say Reedy dived with 2 hands pushed at his back. And Collingwood go down the same end and get whatever, and it's nothing. The same thing, and it's nothing. It's smart play. Like, mate, the Collingwood love fest. Oh, fucking pisses me off, Terry.
Yeah.
Had enough.
On to the Gold Coast Suns.
Oh, God. Okay.
Dimmer's favourite venue.
That's going to be good. I couldn't care less. Maybe I'm just done. I'm gonna give a fuck about that shit. Oh, let's go to Marvel and boo down all 12 of their fans, and Ben Long will have an incredible game. Oh, whatever. Track will turn it on.
I expect to win next week.
Yeah, win. I just hate dealing with them. Looking at their shit jersey, it's so crap. Those colours are disgusting.
Yeah, and the spoon-fed club. Anyway.
Oh, just a nothing. Is that a Saturday or a Sunday?
Saturday.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Anyway, mate, I'll love you and leave
Ciao. Love you, mate. Bye.
Yeah, man. Chris.
Hey, dude. How are you?
I'm well, mate. How are you?
Yeah, all right. This seems like one of the more emotionally charged fan cams in a while, from my memory.
Probably since the last Collingwood. There's always a little bit more with Collingwood. There's just always a bit more feeling, and yeah, I've seen more emotionally charged Collingwood fan cams, but yeah.
Yeah. I just mean like in the last couple of weeks, really. Like I like the Hawthorn. Even after Hawthorn, I feel like we just accepted that one. I don't know. Look, I don't personally find it all like doom and gloom, to be honest. Like I don't think the players were like that amazing. I just think they're good, just generally this team, and they always really heat up towards, the final couple of weeks of the season. They do this every year. They're just a good team, and I don't actually think we weren't clean. There was a lot of things you can pick apart from today, but I don't think we're that terrible. Like, I really don't. I'll be honest. I think everyone's kind of being very. It's like a good way to cope, being like dooming, like doom and glooming. Like that's just like I think it's a bit of a coping mechanism. We just hate losing to Collingwood.
Yeah.
Like I to be honest, like to be frank, it was a lot of mistakes, but if we're being realistic, I think it's a matter of accuracy, and it's not. I'm not going to pile on one guy. It's just across the board. Like you can look at them as an example. Forget about how we play different styles. Forget about how you create the chances. We both created chances, and with theirs, they had a good spread of people who just were able to score today. And like, how it's simple. You score half the chances we missed that were scoring chances, we probably win this game, or at least where it's a lot tighter game. So I don't know how to put it much past that. Like I think it's a big issue. I don't think you can underplay losing Harry at the start of the game. I heard you say before, you admitted to yourself that like you kind of thought it was done at that moment. Or maybe did I mishear you before?
Yeah, no, I definitely like deep down. He is important to the structure of the team. Like he is like.
Yeah,
because then all of a sudden Frampton gets to go play on Kemp as opposed to tracking Harry.
And you lose a lot of outlet. You just lose a lot of outlet. It's simple. Like it is a big deal for us to lose Pitto, Weeders, and Harry for this game. So like, I'm not making excuses. Like if you think it's an excuse, sure, it is reality. Like we didn't have the tools to play a high quality game, but we still made chances. Like it was ugly, but you could say that Pies, and I have a best mate that is a diehard Pies supporter, and he could have nitpicked a lot of mistakes Collingwood made tonight. It is so. Look, it's just to say like. you know, you can get, like, I know it sucks to lose today. I understand, but you know, it was always a bit of a throwaway year, unfortunately. It just is, and we were playing, we still am playing for the potential top 10, but it was never a given. It actually was never a given. We were always playing against the odds for that. So just like people are blowing up really easily already about Josh Fraser and stuff. Like, brother, like, just let him get to the end of the season and see where the chips lie, because we've always known there's a lot of changes to be made. We know this. So I don't like seeing the fan base after such a positive turnaround just allow these. I know they suck, but just to allow these 2 losses to just change the rhetoric back to this big, like, it's just a echo chamber of just shithousery, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, mate, we've come a long way. We've got a long way to go.
That's it. And like, yeah, they didn't get done today. A couple kicks could have gone the other way. We would be having a completely different fan camps. You know, I don't know how to look much further past that.
I don't know what the numbers were. I don't know if they said it on the broadcast. Does anybody know how many points Collingwood scored off turnover? If you could tell us, because before this game, because before this game, when we concede 60 points or more, we lose every game. Sorry, in losses we concede on average 60 points. In wins we concede 40 points, 41 points. It was like one of the statistical anomalies of the preview, which was very heavily, like, clearly one way or the other. I reckon they got how many goals they kicked? They kicked 14. Well, yeah, I reckon I'd go as far to say nearly half of them were off a Carlton turnover.
Yeah, that is how they seem to get us every time we play. That's a big strength of theirs, counter-attacking. Like, they move the ball quick, fast, accurately. Even, look, I used to think it was because they had such good forwards, but they have so many players out and they still make that work. It's just that is the essence of the Pies Football Club. We don't have that. That's not how we play at all. And if you're looking for that, you're not going to find it. It's not how we play. I'm not trying to make excuses. Again, I just think we did have chances. It could have looked a whole lot better. I just don't like. I just feel like people should just try and keep positive hopes for like the rest of the season. We do have a lot of improvements to be made, and it's not going to get. Put it this way: this is how big a deal it was that we didn't have Pito and Harry today. We had Kempy in the ruck, in the centre bounce in the ruck a couple of times. Yeah. Like, let's be real with ourselves, and it turned into 2 goals directly within about 2 minutes. That's not a small deal. That's a big deal, guys. It's a really big deal. You can't. And for Josh Fraser, you tell me how he can outplay that. Chera, who I don't even really rate. I've been on here before. People have told me I slandered him. I can be critical, but like, just to be fair, I fully admit he's been one of our better players the last couple of weeks. He worked hard to get himself back. He lost Chera, and like, how can we? I don't know. Am I just accepting too much here, Terry, or is that like?
No, I think you've been able to really just take away the emotion from it and just look at it as what it is. I don't think you're making excuses. I think you're looking at the reality. We're not a team that can handle losing the players that we lost tonight in game.
No, and we can become one. Like, there are, like, I think there are inconsistencies that we got to try and cover in this team, and we have a lot of look, I don't know much about how the financials work in footy, but from what I hear, we have a lot of cap room at the end of this year to be able to fill some of these holes. Like, we know they're there. We know we're going to make those changes. What can you do about it, man? Like, one thing you definitely can do. I have disagreed with a couple of people tonight who would. A few people have mentioned that we should be playing Ison, like, because we're not going for anything. So why not just play the youngsters? Which I don't really agree with at this point. Like, I think when. Like, you got to admit that we all did believe that we could make the top 10, and tonight was a very must-win game. Or like, one, we had to do everything we could to win. And like, you do play the people who are in form. Like, you're not gonna go and just pick like I kind of I thought Ison stayed a little longer than he should have. I thought we should have kept the rotating door of like your worst players your bottom 2 players every week going out to keep that kind of consistency. So I think they made the right picks with what they had.
No, I'm with you.
What could Fraser do?
I'm with you.
Yeah, what could Fraser do?
I'm with you. I don't agree with. I like giving the kids an opportunity, which we have. There's not many more to play. Also, I also think when someone's playing that well in the VFL, they're playing that well in the VFL. I'm not afraid of the VFL. I'm not. It's not like this.
No.
Yeah,
it's not. So when we were even when we were winning in that 7-game period, I don't think I came on in the fan cams, but I did like feel that people saying just keep Ison in and don't because it'll kill his confidence. It's like, no, that now you're making the VFL sound like a bad thing. Like not everyone's a Harry Dean or a Jagger. Like most people aren't. Like you're not supposed to come in at 18 and play every game. Like use those. Yeah. Anyway, like doesn't really matter now anyway. But look,
if I could just go to Taylor Byrne as the example,
dude, we dropped him, and what happened? Look at that kid.
Let me just go through and make sure.
Look at that Geodude of a man. He looks like Geodude if he was a man. He's just built like this little.
It's actually it's a really interesting thing, right? So Fremantle round 7, he played. That was his last game. He returned to the team in round 11 against Port Adelaide, and he's played. Every game since. I'm pretty sure.
Every game since.
What happened in round 14? He didn't play round 14. Did we have a game in round 14, or did we have a bye? I think we had a bye.
We had a bye. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he's played every game because I've been loving that kid. And exactly right, mate. Let him go down. There's nothing wrong with the VFL if you're a young kid. Like obviously, when you're Hewitt and you get dropped, although he dealt with that really well too. It actually, you know what? I take that back. It even works for the senior players. Clearly it has. So that I like the rotate. Like I think even the best teams, you rotate your bottom 2 players every week to keep. You never rest your laurels. Never. That's a learning lesson, I think. But we know. Look, and anyway, like we know we need another key forward. We know all this. We know we had a lot of big players out. It sucks. Whatever. Let's try and beat Gold Coast. Give the best against Freo, Brizzy. See what you can do. Like every game's worth something from this point. So yeah, positivity. That's all.
Every game from here on in, we're playing against a team that's contending for finals.
Cool.
Simple as that. So, yeah.
Let's have some fun. Let's see what we can do. And then no matter what happens, man, we win. Sorry, I cut out. Anyway, look, we'll let you go, mate. Have a great night. Yeah, let's go. Go Baggers. Come on.
All right, mate. See you, mate. That was a good call. That was a really good call. Bonar with the $10. Thank you, mate. Dione with 200. Ty Bart. Thank you very much. Have we learnt nothing from the Elijah incident this year? It's so disappointing to hear people speak like this about Harry. He's been great under Fraser. Yeah. All right. I've got Travis and Neil. Travis.
Hi, Terry. How are you?
Mate, I'm all right. It's, we weren't doing sad fan cams for a little while, and then we've done 2 in a row.
Well, I'm surprised with a lot of the callers tonight. They've been pretty much level-headed, and I do respect them so much. A lot of really good points tonight. I've looked at it more holistically. I've obviously most of the times when I have called in, I've been looking at it holistically, and I want to sort of get a bit of a deep dive into your thoughts. Obviously, you'll put a bit of them in the review, where you'll sort of post that later on YouTube. What do you think truly is like? Why can't we beat Collingwood? Like, I've seen the stats. Obviously, Joel pointed them out at the beginning of the fan cams. Like, obviously, the 26 of since 1993. Pendlebury winning 27. Cripps only winning 3 of the 23 matches he's played against Collingwood. Only won 2 matches of the last 16. And even with the 1 win in 2023, in that run, you could say that Collingwood didn't really need to win that game because they had a top 2 spot locked in. and they went on to win the flag anyway. So, what is it? What is it about like Collingwood? Only one win each time against Collingwood with our past 3 coaches. One under Voss, one under Teague, one under Bolton. What is it?
Well, I mean, it's a number of things. Well, I mean, you can simplify it and just say we're not on their level. It depends on which angle you want to take. We've built a club in this modern era where we handed the reins to a select group of youngsters in Mackay, Wiedering, and Kerno, and all of these guys, and said, "You're going to be our stars," and that's just the way it's going to be. And we invested heavily in them and very top heavy. Did the Pies do that? I don't know if they did that. They do have stars. Don't get me wrong. They've got it right, and we didn't get it right. They've also been consistently in finals from the 2000s, 2010s, and onwards. So we're on 2 different paths.
Well, of course, and this is when I've pointed it out. I think I put it at the beginning of this year. I pointed it out 2 weeks ago when we had a bit of a disagreement. The whole idea of how the 2 clubs are run differently. I think it was more so compared to the Sydney at the start of the year, but Collingwood is the same thing. That premiership teams are system built. They are built on systems. Carlton, for as long as I've been consciously following them, they've been very hierarchical. It's like our teams, like the irony. I remember 2011 or 2010, we had a membership slogan called "No Passengers," and that time there were passengers in our team. We hold our stars up to high order, like high regard, and everyone else has got to okay, you got to follow the leader. You got to follow our stars. System-based teams are what win flags. Even like when Hawthorn won a dynasty, there was star-studded in that. Collingwood in 2023, system-based. You have your superstar like Nick Dacos. But what I love about what Collingwood do, right, is like the rest of the team, like we know he's a superstar, but we have just as important of a role in the side as he does. That's something which I felt like I noticed with Carlton, a snippet of it in 2023 during that run. Because I remember in that 2023 run, it wasn't our stars lifting us up in the back half of the season. It was our C and D grade players. It was Cunningham. It was Martin. It was Fogarty. It was these little lesser players. And Stars that year, they were doing all right, but they could have done so much better. They could have helped us get all the way. Like imagine had Kerno actually performed in the finals. We could have taken that extra step to play a grand final. Who knows? This time around, it's still the same. I feel like when one thing goes right, another thing just goes wrong. And I said at the beginning of the year, when one thing goes wrong, everything falls apart. And that's still something that Carlton are learning to overcome. And I think, as one of the fans calling in earlier tonight said, we have a good admin. I trust our admin this time around. Wright has tickets. Davies has tickets. I think Priestley speaks so well. Yes, we're going to get a new list manager. We're going to go for a coaching process. I think that's all well and truly in place. So, yeah, I agree with you, Terry, in the sense that this year's a bit of a wasted year in a kind of way. But along the way, there's still things that we do need to learn and fix up, even under Fraser and that. And it's to remember to maintain a very level head.
So, great comment. I just want to add to it. The other thing that you just reminded me of was, we don't even know if this is how we're going to be playing next year. We don't, we're playing however we've played tonight. We've tried to create a better balance of the inside game and the outside game. We've tried to be a better transition team and a better team that scores off turnover more and all those things. we still don't have a list manager. We don't know who the head coach will be next year, so we don't know the direction that coach will therefore take the team. So we're sort of in this. We're living in the moment, trying to make the most of the moment right now, while also knowing that there's just such a grey or just a dark black hole of unknown to come that we're about to enter into again. Because we made the big calls last year. We put the line in the sand and said, all right, that this group's not getting it done. We're cashing in. And we did. Got the draft picks for the free agents and made the trade for Kerno and the like. So we sort of start the process there. The coach process will now be this year, but also the salaries that we fill with the cap space that we have.
Yeah, that's without a doubt. Because we walked into this year a bit of a mystery as well, like especially because last year it seemed like everything was going wrong, and I felt like, okay, just wait until we get our players in, we make some changes, give it a bit time to gel, maybe be 3 or 4 weeks, give or take, and we'll see where we are at. And obviously, it didn't work the way we hoped. And yeah, it's been a sort of tale two halves this year. And yeah, we would say we're a bit of a void this year, a bit of a draft at the moment. Yeah, we've got to wait and see who the coach is going to be next year. We've obviously got a whole lot of changes, all those sort of contracts ending and that. And yeah, we're preaching for many years about stability, and now we're approaching this idea of that we need to make a lot of more changes again. And we're constantly flip-flopping a bit. I feel like Carlton still, for some reason, all these years is quite an unstable club, can't sustain anything. And yeah, I'm just hoping, as I said, I trust this admin. I think this admin has runs on the board, and I think, like, I'm not a doomsayer. I'm like many of other people tonight. This admin, they just seem like no bullshit. They seem like no bullshit. We are going to go through the right process. We're going to, as I said, a few weeks ago, let the coach come to us. So we're going to listen to everyone put in their application, and we're going to see, okay, weigh out the pros and cons. Who's the best fitting one, rather than chase for a certain one like we did with Voss and that. I trust this admin, Terry, and I believe, I don't know, I can't guarantee it will get us to somewhere successful, but I reckon we're going to be in a much better place in the next 2 or 3 years with these 3 people running the club at the moment. But at the moment, we just have to ride some of these moments of disappointment and these brief moments of high. But yeah, it's just tough with Collingwood and that. It's just tough. They always seem to have our number. And yeah, they're just better systematically. But system teams win. They're successful. And we just got to learn how to be a system and not treat our stars too highly and not rely on Cripps and all short of time. I just want our next rung with a lot of players. Just remember, we have just as important of a role in this team. And I think they've learnt that, a bit of it under Fraser, but there's still some ways to go. So we're still a work in progress.
Yeah. Mate, that was awesome. Thanks so much for that.
No worries. I'll let you go, Terry, and yeah, go Blues.
Go Blues, mate. See you, Travis. All right. Neil. Hello, mate.
How are you, Terry?
I'm well. Yourself?
Oh, I'm pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. Up early in the morning here. It's 10 o'clock.
Where are you?
Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Yeah, I'm actually, I've been here about 30 years. I came here in 1995.
That was after the premiership or during the run?
Yeah, no. So one of my last games was that Collingwood Essendon game at the very first Anzac Day game.
Yep.
That was one of my, in 95, was one of my last games and before I left. So yeah, anyway. But yes, I've been a Carlton supporter all my life. So yeah, I'm not unhappy with tonight's game. You know, I'm not really negative person really per se. Yeah, we didn't play ultra well, but we had some moments. We really got that first quarter back. I was really disappointed in the first half of the first quarter. We got that back in the last half, and that was just a fight. That was just the fight to go to the contest, get that ball out, get out our one wood out of our kit bag, and you just start playing it, right? So I was really happy with that. But just, Collingwood got on top in that last half, really, with their experience, just cool heads, really, just sat back there, just in the spots they needed to be in. So good luck to them. I always hate when Carlton lose, especially to Collingwood or Essendon or anyone like that. But, yeah, I'm not disappointed. I'm happy with tonight's game. Harry, I'm a little bit worried about Harry, but hopefully everyone else pulls up okay. Yeah, Cherry looks like might have a hamstring, but
Yeah, I mean, look, there's still 5 games to go. What are we at right now? We're sitting on our record right now. We've won 8 games. So,
Yep.
There's that. Last year we won 9 games. So and the teams that we're playing for the rest of the year are going to be good teams.
Yes.
Final contending teams.
Yes.
Some of them in or about that 5th to 10th spot. Most of them actually.
Right.
So, yeah, there's valuable experience to be had.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm looking forward to those next coming up games. We've got Freo in there too. That'll be I can't wait to see that game.
Yeah, no, we've got Gold Coast next week. So
yes, I can't look too far ahead. Yeah, Gold Coast next week, but yeah,
what's
really.
kept you in Louisiana for 30 years?
Well, I got married. I have 2 children. My children are 22 and 20. My 20-year-old's in Lafayette at University of Lafayette at Louisiana. University of Louisiana at Lafayette. Sorry,
Lafayette. Yes.
Doing nursing. So I'm pretty proud of her. I'll probably bring her home maybe next year. But yeah, so next year's the plans right now. But yeah, crazy Carlton supporter. Mum's a Carlton supporter. Nana's a Carlton supporter. So we've got a bunch of Carlton supporters in our family.
Yeah. It sounds like you're a blue abroad, mate.
I am. I'm a fair dinkum blue abroad.
Yeah. Well, is this your first time calling into the fan cams?
Yes, this is my first time. Yes.
Love it.
Well, first time I got through. I think I've been in the queue before, but never made it through.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you holding on, and thanks for calling in. I really appreciate
it.
No
worries. I've enjoyed it. Enjoyed the chat.
Good on you. Go Blues.
Go Blues.
How good. The Blues abroad. A couple of first-time callers. I mean, if anybody would like to call in, please do. Except you Collingwood supporters, you're not getting through. I won't be bringing you up on stage. You can hang out in the chat if you like. But I won't be bringing you in. I want to talk to the Blues supporters. I want to look at the data. I want to look at some of the numbers here. And then I want to listen to Josh Fraser's press conference if we can. Let's look at the timeline. So after half time, yeah, really halfway through the first quarter, wrestled it back, did a pretty good job to get it where it was at quarter time. After half time, I thought we're on here. It happened so quickly, didn't it? Yeah, look at that. 1, 2, 3, and then bang, 1, 2, 3. It's very symmetrical here. There you go. McGovern, Ainsworth, Walsh, and then not long after that, Membry, Long, Swadling. Good little player. Similar inside 50s. Carlton technically more efficient inside 50. Amazing stat. Free kicks. I didn't think the umpires were. I mean, they're always hit and miss. The hit outs, that's an interesting battle there. Won the clearance battle, won the center clearances, lost the hit out battle. That's an interesting number there. Yeah. Look at that. It's beaten by a more efficient team, bottom line. That's basically what it was. See if we can get some Fraser action here.
Josh, where do you reckon Collingwood got on top of you tonight?
I thought they were more efficient going forward. I think we were 36% scores per inside 50. I mean, it's been an area of our game we've had to try and address, and I don't think we're anywhere near the level that we need to be in that space. Just going inside 50 and connecting, and you lose a target like Harry, and I don't think we adjusted well enough there. I thought their contest around the ground was better than ours. They looked more reliable in the contest times. And then offensively, I thought we were slow to get our game going the way we wanted. Maybe turn the ball over in some areas where they hurt us the other way. They look like a team that's played their system for longer than what we have. We've still got some work in front of us that we've known.
You mentioned Harry. What are the medicos saying with him?
The information we got, he wasn't okay to continue, so we'll get a scan on him and assess him early in the week.
How frustrating is that friendly fire incident with Sam Walsh?
Yeah, it's a footy moment. It's one of those things.
Do you think is the knee damaged, or is it a pain management issue? Could you shed any light on it?
No, I think we're in the space of knowing that he couldn't continue and having to get some more information on it early in the week. I can't right now shed any more light on Harry's situation other than he couldn't come back onto the field.
It didn't look like a heavy knock, though. Did you sort of see the knock? Or?
It didn't look like a heavy knock.
Yeah, well, it seemed fairly innocuous. That like a knee on knee.
Yeah, those ones can sometimes look worse than what they appear. I don't know. I haven't received any more information on it.
And Adam Sherry, how's he doing?
Yeah, just hamstring tightness. So, yeah, obviously couldn't take any further part in the game, and he's been in terrific form for us. So, he was certainly a loss.
Did you take a bit of precaution with him, given his history with soft tissue injuries?
Yeah, same precaution as we take with all the players, that we don't want to put him out there at any further risk. And Adam was, maybe at risk of doing more damage had we put him back out there.
Do you think it unsettled the forward line? Did you have to make adjustments with Harry off?
We had to make some adjustments, and I don't think we executed those adjustments well. I think we finished +2, maybe certainly in the positive going inside 50, but our method looked poor. I didn't think we won enough contests in front of the ball. And to be honest, 9 weeks ago, we knew that we had to continue to grow our game and play a style of football that we believe will stack up moving forward for this footy club. And part of that is understanding that we have to be able to change the way we play in games. And we're not at that level just yet. So the game gave us more feedback, and we know we've got more work in front of us. And I can tell you that no one was getting too far ahead of themselves when we were getting some wins, and we'll stay pretty measured around not getting a result and the work that we have to do.
Is there a sense that although you want to win, that's obviously what everyone wants to do, but this season is about, as you said, those lessons, and being competitive is far more important than maybe the 4 points?
Yeah. So, I think that's a fair comment. So when this change happened, my message was that we wanted to make sure the club was in a better place at the end of our journey this season. And that was regardless of outcome. So we know the work that's in front of us. You get some results and you think you're fixed. We never thought that. We were looking at our game. We were committed to exposing different players to the system. We're committed to playing a certain way, and we're not quite there. That's our reality. It doesn't mean we don't go out and try and win every week and get a result. That's not what I'm saying, but clearly we've got work to do. And a part of that will be exposing players to AFL football and finding out who can help this football club move forward and play a game style that we believe in time will stand up.
Is there also a sense that the game really wasn't done until maybe a goal kicked within the final 2 minutes? Yeah. The fact that you're still presenting a threat that late in a game, even if the margin's not one kick, that's important, right?
100%. Yeah, I thought the willingness to fight and continue to play a way was important. So I saw evidence of that. But then there's the method attached to it as well. So we have to now review what that method looked like. And sometimes there's a desperation to try and do the right thing. And in actual fact, it's not the right thing. So I think by and large, the intent from our players is to take the club forward and play this way and be better for it. But we've got some refining to do with individuals and with our system, which we've known the whole way through.
Do you think it's that efficiency inside 50, not just tonight, but probably across the last few weeks, that's still the main work on at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's been our story for the majority of the year. I think we're transitioning the ball much better than what we have previously, but we are not scoring or capitalising on that transition anywhere near efficiently enough. So it's personnel, it's structure, it's patterning, it's decision with the ball. And then when you don't connect, you put your defence under pressure, which I thought we did too often tonight. But again, this is not a quick fix. These are things that we have to continue to train, continue to educate. We've made some improvements, but as I said, we're nowhere near where we need to be.
A number of the younger players stood up tonight. Jagger Smith was one and Billy Wilson too. How did you see their games?
Yeah, important for us and where we're heading. And these are guys that we've been able to, Jagger, we know his story and he's had a big impact, but Billy's a guy that we've been able to expose to this level and he's become really important for us. So he looks like a Carlton footballer every time he takes the field, which is exciting. There's other young players as well. Wade Dirkson's not a young guy, but he comes into our system and Cooper Lord gets an opportunity tonight. Liam Reedy, again, not a young player, but not a lot of experience at this level. So we're very much finding out about our list and, again, who can help take us forward.
How do you go about supporting Brodie Kemp and just getting his confidence back in front of goal?
Yeah, he's working hard on it. He is, and sometimes goal kicking, he maybe work too hard. He's spending a lot of time on it. We'll have a considered approach to what he's doing and what his method looks like, and we'll keep giving him some positive reinforcement around that. That's something we need to take a look at and support him with.
Josh, much was said and written about Elijah Holland's last game here against Collingwood. Were you able to sort of shed any light on his well-being or whether he was closer to a return to football?
My understanding with Elijah is he's getting all the support he needs, both through the club and privately, and we're all in the space of wanting to see him return to full health, and we're supportive of that. Thank you, guys. Thanks, guys.
There you go. Thoughts? He's honest. He's cool, calm, and collected. Cool, calm, collected, and honest. I found myself calming down I'm pretty calm, but myself calming down even more after about 3 minutes of that. What did you pick from that? I saw some of your comments. Yeah, the line of questioning around Harry Mackay was interesting. There's a little video here on Twitter. Someone's posted. I don't know the context of it, but I think they're sharing David King's comments.
No one's questioning whether he's injured or not. We're just wondering, is it a pain issue? Is it a structural issue? Heading for scans, we'll find out more. But when it has such an influence on the group, it changes probably 6 or 7 roles in the team. So it has a huge impact on this group that were right in the game. So that's why we talk about it. It's a significant talking point when he goes down. It's something that looks really sort of passive. Does that worry you even more though? The ball line now.
I think we just have to wait. Simple as that. Simple as that. So unlucky. Like we're talking millimeter. Yeah, Lana, I could barely hear that. There's not much in that anyway. I didn't hear any of the media coverage around it. But it is what it is. Yeah, look, Dione, it was, I mean, straight after the game, it's a massive talking point. We lost our key forward. I mean, and so much of it was unknown. We were in the heat of the battle and everyone was talking about it outside the MCG at halftime. Like, did you see it? Did you see it? People were showing the footage and you're in the heat of the game and you're like, wow, like by the eye test, which none of us were doctors, but by the eye test, we didn't think it looked serious. We've seen bad collisions before, and that's just what it was. I mean, I'm sure we'll get a result. I'm sure we'll get a scan, and I'm sure we'll find out what it is. Simple as that. What exactly did Kingy say? Can someone fill me in? Yeah, no, I missed it. I've missed all the media coverage of the night. I haven't heard any commentary at all. When calling the game tonight, King was captain obvious, kept saying this is what Collingwood do when they were just doing the same thing any decent team does in open space. Okay, fair. No, Jaggers did look serious. I mean, didn't look serious. He tried to go on. They didn't let him go on. I think it's a completely different scenario. I mean, there was a clear collision with Jagger and Jack Steele. Anyway, the reality is Harry didn't play. Bottom line, he didn't play. Out for the game, and that's that. He actually said this. King said the pain is not enough of a reason not to go back on. Yeah, right. He basically said Harry better not play next week, all who have serious questions to answer. I mean, I myself felt a level of concern as well. But I'm sure everything gets cleared up once we find out what the issue is. I'm sure of it. I hope it's not serious. I hope he's not out for a long period of time. He was being a fake hard ass about Harry being in pain. Yeah, right. Okay. All right. We will see. We will see. Well, I think we leave it there. What up, Pommy? You're on the Man United preseason wagon. Under 18s playing Wrexham. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Chat, thanks for tuning in. Ladies and gents, thanks for tuning in. It's another loss to Collingwood. I feel like this session flew by. I don't know. I feel like I've blinked and we're here. But a disappointing night, disappointing loss. A bit of it surprising, most of it not surprising. Seen the story unfold a lot. But we'll unpack more of it tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow for the review. And we'll do the ratings and the rest, and we'll go from there. But a disappointing result tonight. Take care, everyone. Go Blues.